Hello and welcome back. Right, the Hema. New rifle. I'm aware I'm late to the game on this one, but still. Anyway, first problem. Research costs. They are insane. I'm in a Moon Clan, and if you're in a Moon Clan as well, you will know this thing is bonkers to research. 500,000 mutagen samples. DE, are you serious? Right, moving on. Infested birth rifle. That fires viral damage. Pretty darn good for me personally. Got a high status chance. You can add in the status elemental mods plus split chamber to get to 97.3 status chance, and you can rearrange them to do viral, gas and magnetic, or viral, corrosive and blast, or a lot of viral and radiation. Or you could take a few of them out, swap it around. You could do corrosive, viral and heat, or cold. You get the idea. You can just mix and match. Actually does do for some pretty impressive damage. Throughout this video I'm using corrosive and blast with the base rifle viral, obviously, and I personally think it does really quite well. It's a very accurate weapon, which actually does make sense for its passive. Upon getting a headshot, about 10% of the damage you deal to that enemy is returned back to you as health, which is pretty darn good. Although a weird one is that it requires health to be reloaded. The health it drains from you is dependent on how many rounds are required for you to reload. So if you go from 0 to the max magazine, which is 60, it consumes roughly 3% of your maximum health. Obviously, if you've got 30 rounds in the magazine and you decide to reload, it will consume roughly 1.5 of your maximum health. It is dependent on how many rounds you're going to put back in to make it max. It is honestly a very good rifle. A lot of people have been a bit confused by it because the damage numbers aren't too high, but yet what it kicks out is pretty darn impressive. To be honest, I think that just comes from the fact that it's just purely elemental with high status. You can strip armor, health, knock them down, confuse them, gas procs, viral procs, electric procs, cold proc. You can do amazing things with this weapon, and it does show. I've taken to using it a bit more as a support role weapon, if you could even class it as that. I'm not looking to do a lot of damage with this. What I'm looking for is, if you watch the clip, I'm stripping their health, their armor. The knockdown effect isn't too bad because they're on a nice big ball, and once they're at a nice little point, my charger comes along and just gives them an absolute slap, which he does an absurd amount of damage, and this happens. It's great. It is absolutely insane. Right, I'm going to try this again with the same collection of enemies. It's 4 corrupted heavy gunners and 4 corrupted bombards, all at level 145, and they're trapped in the Nidus' second ability, which basically means that they can't move, and I can just take my time with them, adding in shred with the punch through. I get quite a lot of damage out with the fire rate as well, and honestly, I quite like the idea of you making this a bit more supportive. With Nidus, his one ability is insanely damaging and does a lot of damage. He can take quite a bit of a beating, so dishing out damage with a rifle isn't really my top priority. I'm leaving a majority of my damage dealing to my helmet charger, which, with a maxed out maul and bite, he deals nearly 1,500 damage at base with a 43% critical chance and a 9.6 critical multiplier. That is a hell of a lot of damage. So I just sit here and help him out with the occasional armor stripping, half health, bit of a knockdown just to keep him still, although he is pretty darn tanky and heals passively as well. He obviously is still vulnerable, and it's a different style of gameplay, and I find it quite funny. Now, the next thing is using Hema on Mag with her magnetize. There are other weapons you can use with this, and it's arguable as to which one's the best. Me personally, I think the best one I've come across is using Mitre. That thing is immense. Now, I'm actually not really built for Mag's second ability. I'm more of a 4 build guy kind of person, but you know, that's just me. But I still think this works quite well, and it does do some pretty darn good damage with a good bit of CC as well. Anyway, the build I am using is Serration, Thread, Malignant Force, High Voltage, Rhyme Rounds, Thermite Rounds, Continuous Misery and Split Chamber. If I can get a Riven mod for it, I'll be replacing it with Continuous Misery. But anyway, that's me. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.